Hey guys, it's Krystal Alejandra here, also known as your Home Sweet Home 519 Realtor, Krystal Lee Moore. This is Realtor Life, a fun and entertaining look at life in the trenches as a real estate agent in London, Ontario. And I'm very excited that you're here today. Today we have a very special guest, a friend and colleague of mine, Alejandra Valencia, the owner of Prisma Photography here in London. And pretty excited to hear from her. She's so talented and so wonderful. She's also part of a wonderful group of networking ladies that I work with, Rise, here in London. And we're just gonna have a nice chat and learn a little bit more about Alejandra and her craft. So let's just get started. Welcome, Alejandra.
Thank you, Krystal, for having me here.
Absolutely. Very excited to have you. Okay, so I guess the first thing I'm going to ask, because it was the first thing I was wondering about, is the name of your company is Prisma Photography. Where does that come from?
Well, just to make the story short, it comes from a line of photographers that I come from. My grandfather was a photographer back in the 40s.
Wow.
And his photography name was Photo Prisma.
Okay.
So I went ahead and asked my dad what was the name of my grandpa's business then, and he says Photo Prisma, and I said, well, I'll take it. Can I take it? And he says, well, of course, take it. So
absolutely.
That's where it comes from.
Oh, that's very cool. Very cool. And where was that when in the 40s? Was that here?
No, that was back in Colombia, in Bogota.
Amazing. Amazing. Very cool. Now, how did you get started in photography? You're very talented, but what's your background?
I have a background in journalism and graphic design and journalism. And then I went into media production, TV production and broadcasting and all of that. And so, but I realized I'm very visual. So I did focus on the side of visual. So video and then photography, and then I stuck with photography.
Amazing.
Stuck with me, yeah.
Oh, very cool. And where did you study journalism?
Western.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wonderful. It's the Mustangs. Go Mustangs.
That's right. Yeah.
Awesome. And okay, so it seems like everyone has kind of phones on their camera, and it is so refreshing when you see a professional photo. What goes into that? So what goes into a professional photo? Is it the outfits, the hair, the poses, like the lighting? Like what would you say makes a professional photo look so much better than us just trying to take pictures on our phones?
Well, it comes to the vision.
Okay.
The vision and the experience of the photographer comes through that, but also like the vision. Every photo shoot has a vision, and it comes. We gotta find out. I love finding out what the vision of the person, my client, or my customer is.
Yes.
And I like to go in and connect with them at a deeper level. So I like to talk to them. I send a questionnaire. I like to really get to know them, because when I come to photograph them, I'll bring up a conversation, and this conversation, which also will add up to the relaxed moment and to the experience in the moment to take the picture. Well, I'll try to get their vision out, but with my lights, with my light, or if it's outside, but I will focus on like the outfits or like and the expressions, but then I will guide them through the expressions to match the vision and my vision, because I have a tone in my own photography. So
absolutely
something like that.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Very cool. And then how would you say, when you do photos for people, what are your favorite ones to do? Like, where are the ones you do them and you know that you loved doing it and you did a great job?
I have to confess, I have two venues or two things where I really get two side of the pictures that I take.
Okay. That
I really get a lot of satisfaction, and one of them is brand shooting. Photography, like brand shooting that encompasses like the portraiture, headshots, basics, but then going into glamour. So I really like to exploit the beauty of the person, like male or female, but the beauty of that, like of them. And then I like to go deeper into their expressions, their character, and guided with the lighting that I do, softer lighting, and then I love that. Like I love to get these connection that you can actually see in the lens, and finally in the picture that you don't know what it is, but it is something that happened at that moment.
Amazing.
And I love that. I love just to squish those moments and get those results, and it just gives me satisfaction. And product photography, I love taking lifestyle and also product photography, like creative product photography. I do a lot of hero shots for companies and for their main websites. Like,
what is a hero shot?
So a hero shot is one that let's say it's one that is a picture that describes or that showcases the texture of a product, the texture or a very great angle of a product. That makes it look like you want to really get it. And it includes I add lighting or RGB lights or whatever it is, but it requires a great equipment as well to get the textures and all of that. But it's basically bringing almost a personality to a product, and then that's when psychology and the knowledge of the color palette and all of that comes in. And so I love that. It gives me a lot of satisfaction.
Would we recognize any brands that you've done? Any products?
Currently I'm doing medical stuff, which might seem not very interesting, but they turn out really.
But you
really
make it
beautiful.
interesting.
And I do a lot of tech. I might not be able to share the names.
That's
here,
okay.
But
That's okay.
A lot of technology and some food right now I'm doing. And those I create like a very bohemian, kind of very mysterious Rembrandt kind of look. Like that. And those I love. I absolutely love. And so it's like, and then I go through a variety of products, but I love tech because of the textures and the things you can do with walls and,
I think it's interesting that so sometimes as a consumer, you don't know how much work goes into this stuff. So you see it, like, you'll scroll by maybe 2 seconds on Instagram and you don't know that, like, so much work went into moving things around and the lighting and the texture and just to make sure that we buy it. And that's cool.
Yeah, it is. It has quite a psychology from the colors to the angle to the lighting, the soft light, and then the highlights are going. Like everything is thought out. And same goes for photographing a portrait. It's a thought out thing. It has to be a connection. There has to be a connection.
Absolutely. No, I love that. Now you have just recently added in a new piece to your business, and that's the glamour shots. So why did you decide to do that, and what is most exciting about that for you?
I added that because I do really like to exploit explore the photography from the side of the beauty, like really beauty, but going back to the classic, very classic, very elegant. And highlighting the beauty of the person, like the what the person has, but it involves a lot of work. It has to have the proper lighting, professional hair done, makeup, and
probably outfits, clothing,
all the outfits, and then accessories to make it. Everything goes in so many details. This is beautiful. So it's almost like a fashion look. Very, very elegant. And my goal is to make that the subject of my person, the person that's in front of me, feel very glamorous. And I want them to feel confident and captivating.
And that shows, right? When someone feels good inside, it really shows in the pictures.
It does show.
And
if it's well done, the person who was not there in the photo shoot, but when they look at the picture, they just still wonder, how was that done? And that's what I want to achieve. I want to achieve that intriguing part of how but that is a connection that happens at the moment, and I treasure that.
I love that. There's a quote that I love that Julia Roberts said, and she said, the trick is to make people feel like they're there with you. That's the trick. So, and when you look at all these pictures, like of celebrities or even of people, I find when we really like the photos, it's because we feel like we're part of the photo. And right? So when you're doing all this work to make everyone look glamorous and amazing, it almost feels like maybe if they feel glamorous, you'll feel glamorous too. Is that right?
That is exactly right. And there is the part that is that makes that happen is the work that goes before it, like the connection that I really, really going to getting.
Okay.
Because I like to, because during the session,
yes,
we gotta talk. So
okay.
And then I get to know them.
Yes.
You know, it's either music they want to hear, they may not even want to talk, but I gotta guide them.
Yeah.
So, but I have to, and they should be feeling comfortable with me guiding them. And then,
absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely. No, I think that's really cool. And how long does a shoot like that usually take?
A glamour shot or shoot, it's about 2 hours for a mini. It could start at go as long as 2 hours and go well into like a 4 hours because I did one like my own and I swapped my own wardrobe 12 times.
12 times. Wow.
I know, it was amazing. I loved it. I loved it. So it's really, really amazing. And then once you start, you won't stop because the expressions that I want to get and the connection. I really encourage for my customers to encourage natural, confident expressions, and I captured that through a range of different poses. And through conversations, and I provide my customers with different options too. Most of the things that I hear from my customers is like they don't feel confident in their own bodies.
Okay.
Because they will let's say turn down a shoot like this because they say they will not feel or like beautiful enough like a picture, like a model or something. But it's not the case.
Okay.
Everyone is beautiful.
Everyone is beautiful.
Everyone
Absolutely.
is beautiful.
Everyone is beautiful. And I think sometimes we get caught, especially right now, with celebrities and cosmetic surgeries and all of this stuff. It's really hard to just realize if everyone looked exactly the same, it would be a very boring world.
Truly.
Right?
And then, exactly. So one of the things that I do, and I don't want to say I pride, but I became really good at, and I was watching my dad directing when he had customers, because my dad was also a photographer, and how he found the right side, the good side, and how he and I do that. So I can find, there's even myself, I know what's my not good side that I avoid.
I think we all know. Yeah. I know mine too. Yeah.
Yeah. So and then but if some people say I know I'm not photogenic, and then they think it's the whole, no, it's just one
everyone
side.
Can be photogenic.
But everyone can, and it's just and if they don't know it, I'll help them discover that, and then we'll just go through that. And
I love that.
They'll get beautiful, amazing pictures like that. That's what I do.
That's amazing. Now, okay, so if we take the average person, I tend to say, so if you are a realtor or an entrepreneur, I think you should have a new headshot done every 2 years minimum. Mm-hmm. And what we run into sometimes is we'll see colleagues and their picture is like 20 years old or 10 years old. And you want, at least, bottom line, you want your picture to look like you. So if you show up, you don't want people to be surprised, right? So what would you say? So if someone doesn't have, if they have an old picture or they have maybe just a selfie as their picture and they want to come and see you and get photos, what does a very basic session look like? What is that? Like, how long would it take to just get headshots?
Just 15 minutes.
15 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
15, but they can change twice. Also.
Okay.
They can swap their top layer.
Yep.
And then I'll still direct them through the whole thing, because what I want to get out of them is that their personality, their character shines through, and they can have a picture that is trustworthy.
Yes.
So people can actually, because sometimes, I don't know if you notice, that sometimes you see pictures that are painful to watch because they just look like a passport picture, but you don't see. But yes. I love pictures that communicate, that translate who they are, like
the personality. Yeah.
And then their personality. So I look for that even in those mini sessions. I do that, and then they end up liking more than one. And I usually give, let's say, with a 15-minute session, they'll get about 30 pictures taken. I don't limit myself. I just they can take the 10, they can take the whatever they want.
Okay.
As long I really enjoy doing this. So I don't mind them. They say, you know what, I really like these 8. I'll edit those 8 for them.
Yes. So I have experience with that, because sometimes it's hard to cut out the pictures. And I know that you've been really good for me when I wanted extra photos edited, because sometimes you're like, well, maybe I need this photo. I don't know if I need it later. And so you can be reached. Is the best way to go to your website or Instagram? What would you say?
I'm revamping my Instagram right now, so it's kind of like on hold for a second. But my website is live. Everything is live.
Okay, so prismaphotography.com.
Prismastudio.com.
Prismaphotographystudio.com. Okay, so that's Alejandra. She can make you look fantastic and professional. Even, I mean, I would say even for your LinkedIn photo, you should have a professional photo.
I agree. I do those a lot, and
nice.
The change is amazing. Like I have to share this with you also. Every time I do a headshot, I will always do the LinkedIn one.
Yes.
Because it's a different one.
Yes.
And people might think it's not a big deal. It is.
It's the first time someone sees you, right? Yeah. So you don't just want a picture of you kind of taking it yourself or from a weird angle. Like that's your first impression. You can't go back.
On a very professional networking site. Right?
Yes,
so
exactly.
The look and feel of that picture is for a different kind of audience. So I shoot that one and I tell them right away, I'm going to shoot for LinkedIn right now. So I prep them for that and then I do that. And include it. Like I just include that.
No, that's really good. And would you say, so if someone's coming, do they have to get their hair done or would they, like I'm a believer that you should look the way you look. But do you think they should get their hair done, makeup done, like for a business shoot, or do you think just make sure that you look professional?
There is a thing that could be overdone, and it should not be overdone.
Okay.
Like, because then you become unrecognizable. But but for men, they should always be casual.
Yes.
I mean formal casual.
Formal casual. So not the tuxedo.
It could be a tuxedo.
It could be a tuxedo. Okay.
But it's because everything is changing. But they should look professional, very comfortable, but very professional.
Okay. Very nice.
Yeah.
And for women,
accessories should be very
minimal,
polished, very discreet, but very professional, very sweet.
Okay.
So that it does not drag attention to that, but to them.
Yes.
So that is a difference there. And then in both cases, the hair, you should not do a photo shoot. From experience, I really say this. Right after you have your hair done, you gotta wait 2 weeks.
Okay.
Because the hair, then you will like the hair you have, the hair you just got done, even for men when they get their hair done.
Oh, yes. No, I know that with my husband. You do have to wait.
2 weeks.
It's always so short the day he gets it. And it looks good, but it's just, I always say like, oh, we just need to wait like a day or two. I'm like, and there he is. He's back.
At least a week, but I would say 2 weeks because it's now you're comfortable with the new look, and then this is one less thing for you to be aware of that day. If you,
fair enough.
Okay, is this okay? No. In 2 weeks, you're already used to it, and then you're already adapted to it, and then you don't have to think about it. Then we can do other things.
That's great.
That day.
I love that. Well, this has been really helpful. Thank you.
Nails done.
Oh, and nails. Yes. Okay. Get your nails done.
Get the nails done.
Well, thank you so much, Alejandra. It's been really, really great chatting with you, and I love working together. I love being in our networking group together.
Yeah.
And if you guys want to reach out, if you haven't had your photos done in a while, definitely recommend visiting with Alejandra because you don't want to lose an opportunity because someone thought you weren't professional because of a photo. It doesn't sound fair, but we only have so much time in the day, and if someone's giving you half a second of their time, just show your best self, right?
Yeah, it's correct. And also time flies and we change.
Yes.
And then every period, every moment in our life is precious, so we should capture it.
Absolutely, we should. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that is all the time we have for today. So I hope everyone is staying safe and enjoying the summer. As always, if you have any questions, please reach out. My name is Krystal Alejandra. I am your Home Sweet Home 519 Realtor, Krystal Alejandra. I'm so happy you joined us, and I can't wait to see you next time.